Hare Krishna, let's understand who Srila Prabhupada says is our real friend. In Bhagavad Gita 2.66 purport, he writes, unless one is in Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of peace. So it is confirmed in the 5th chapter, 5.29, that when one understands that Krishna is the only enjoyer of all the good results of sacrifices and penance, that he is the proprietor of all universal manifestations, and that he is the real friend of all the living entities, then only can one have real peace. Again, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 4, 17 to 18 text purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, the great sage Vyasadeva could see this by his transcendental vision. As an astrologer can see the future fate of a man, or an astronomer can foretell the solar and lunar eclipses, those liberated souls who can see through the scriptures can foretell the future of all mankind. They can see this due to their sharp vision of spiritual attainment, and all such transcendentalists who are naturally devotees of the Lord are always eager to render welfare service to the people in general. They are the real friends of the people in general, not the so-called public leaders who are unable to see what is going to happen 5 minutes ahead. So, this clears that devotees are your real friends, not the non-devotees, not people who drive you towards uncultured civilization. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3rd, Chapter 1st, 41th text, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, Vidur did not ask about the welfare of his elder brother because there was no chance of his well-being, only news of his gliding down to hell. Vidur was a sincere well-wisher for Dhritarashtra, and he had a thought about him in the corner of his heart. He lamented that Dhritarashtra could rebel against the son of his dead brother Pandu, and that he could drive him, Vidur, out of his own house on the dictation of his crooked sons. In spite of these actions, Vidur never became an enemy of Dhritarashtra but continued to be his well-wisher, and at the last stage of Dhritarashtra's life, it was Vidur only who proved to be his real friend. Such is the behavior of Vaishnava like Vidur. He desires all good even for his enemies. On October 14, 1968 in Seattle, Prabhupada gave lecture on Bhagavad Gita 2.20 to 25 where Vishnujana asks Srila Prabhupada that although we are friends, but one is the master and other is the servant. So this Maya and servant kind of a thing is there in friendship also. So Prabhupada describes this by stating a Bhagavad Gita quote, Shudram Sarva Bhutanam, and says that Shutra means that the person who is your sincere friend, and he also tells that in Sanskrit there are different kind of words for friend for a different kind of a friend, but the bestest friend one can have should be Shurt. Shurt means the one who actually desires good for his friends. In English we can describe such a friend as sincere friend. At so many places in Srila Prabhupada's lectures and purports where he is describing a real friend, he has mentioned and stressed upon this Bhagavad Gita 5.29 verse, which is Bhuktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Shudram Sarvabhutanam Gyatva Mam Shanti Mriksyati. Its translation is, the sages, knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. Actually, in the purpose of Bhagavad Gita 5.29, Srila Prabhupada has given us a peace formula, an ultimate peace formula that can help all of us to live our rest of the life peacefully and befriend not only Krishna but each and every person around us, our real friend. First of all, we need to understand that Lord Krishna is the supreme proprietor. He owns everything, planets, universe, demigods, us the living beings. Secondly, we need to understand that we are not the lords, we are his subordinates. So, yes, under the illusion of Maya Devi, we think that we are the controller, we control our life. Hence, we try to dominate our relatives, we try to dominate our friends, we try to dominate our teachers, etc. etc. Each and every relationship that is in our life, we try to dominate them. But factually, we are controlled by the material energy and suffer due to our false ego. When we realize Krishna is the true master, peace becomes possible. Third, we think we are independent, but we are completely dependent and eternal servants of Supreme Lord. We are His fragmental parts and parcels. We should never forget this, and our real relationship is servant and master, not competitor. So our sufferings comes from forgetting our relationship with Lord. Our real relationship with Lord is that we are the servant of servants and he is the master. Fourth, only Krishna can grant peace and liberation. We need to understand this, that every relationship is temporary and based on material conditioning. Krishna never leaves us even if we forget him. His relationship with us is eternal, unmotivated, and free from envy. Therefore, he is our true and eternal friend. Unlike so many people we have met and left behind in our lives who were envious of us and who we say that have backstabbed us. And last and the final stage is working in Krishna consciousness, which is the ultimate key of befriending Krishna. By practicing bhakti yoga, we can revive our loving relationship with Krishna as it is once again. And once we develop that friendship with Krishna again, we can go back to the spiritual world, to Golok Dham, to Krishna, back to Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada assures that even if we are not capable, we are not at the stage of Shuddha Bhakta, Prema Bhakti, he will take us back to Godhead from the back door of Golok Dham. So your bestest friend is Srila Prabhupada because he is thinking about your welfare. He don't want you to suffer more in this material world. So yes, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna, and thank you so much if you all have made till here and heard my rant. Thank you so much. Means a lot.